Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'll be talking about MEXT Scholarship, the scholarship which is given by the Japanese government to the students to study in Japan. Okay, that I am also taking, and so it's a scholarship which is announced every year, and a group of students from each country will get this scholarship to study in Japan. So last year I also made a video on MEXT Scholarship when it was announced in India, and this year again it has been announced in India by the Embassy of Japan in India. So all you have to do is that check their website and apply for this scholarship. So in this video I'll be explaining the process. So there are like two scholarships, main two categories. One is like if you want to go for masters or PhD like after your bachelor's, and the first one is like if you want to go for undergraduate, like maybe after you're completing your high school. So both the scholarships are out right now, so all you have to do is that apply for that scholarship. So both the application process are a little bit different, so I'll try to explain both of them. So all you have to do is that watch this video, and I think this video will answer most of your questions, because many people are like they say to me that they don't find much information on MEXT Scholarship. So I will try to explain everything like in detail, which I always do. So all you have to do is that watch this video, and if you watch this video then it will be very easy to apply, and then once you apply for this, maybe you can get this scholarship. So let's get into the video, and I'll share my screen, and then I'll present you the application, like how to find the application and how to apply for that. So let's go. Okay, so first what you have to do is that just go on Google, okay, and type MEXT Scholarship Japan, and maybe if you are from India then you type India. Once you type that, you can see the Embassy of Japan in India website, that you can check it here, and then you just click it here. Okay, so the same page which I opened like maybe before that, so I'll show you. So here you can see there are scholarships, that is like research student and undergraduate student, College of Technology, specialized training college students. So these four scholarships are right now open for the application, and this is like 2024. So if you see like maybe research student, so research student is for people like who want to do masters and PhD in Japan, like who want to do something which they have completed bachelor's degree and now want to study further in Japan. So if you talk about research students, so I'll explain this this part first. So here you can see the research student category, like so they have written like research student 2024. So you may think like why it's 2024, because this is 2023. So in MEXT the scholarship is like announced, the name of the scholarship is like the next year, right? Like if you applied last year then it would have been like MEXT 2023. So because of 2024, because like when you get this scholarship you will go to Japan in 2024, that's why. So you should not get confused, you should apply for 2024 right now. So this is the application for 2024, and this is the application guidelines which you can see here. So if you click on that, so you can see the guidelines which you can read it, and it's very self-explanatory. I will not read that because it's like everything is explained here, the backgrounds and the the stuffs you need to apply that. But one thing I would like say here in this particular guideline is that once you scroll down, there is like two different categories, like non-regular and regular. Okay, so it's like people ask me like even here, like if you see there are two categories, regular and non-regular students. So what is this particular thing? So I would say non-regular is something which is like non-regular okay, let me make it more simple. Let's say if you go to Japan and you start your master's degree, okay, then you are a regular student. But let's say if you go to Japan, you do some language course, like some preparatory language courses under MEXT Scholarship, or you wanna do a research period, like you want to do research in laboratory for like 6 months, 1 year before starting your master's or doctor. So that period is called non-regular period. Okay, so now how it is gonna be decided? So let's say for example like you apply for Tokyo University or maybe Kyushu University, and you go there and your professor asks you, or your professor recommended you to do some research or maybe learn Japanese before starting your master's degree or doctorate degree. So that period before starting your actual degree is called non-regular period, and you will be a non-regular student. So if you see here like non-regular student, it is mean like a person who is not enrolled in a graduate program or actual degree program, but still in Japan and doing and receiving a scholarship under MEXT scholarship. So this thing, basically non-regular and regular thing, will be decided in later part of your application. Once your professor is decided, and the professor will recommend you which category you have to select. But for now, I would recommend you to select regular category in the application, because ultimately you'll have to do the regular program, that is the master's degree or doctorate degree. So to make it simple, regular student is like a person who will start his master's or doctor directly from the point where when he goes to Japan. Like the first enrollment in the university will be as a regular student, like a graduate student. Okay, but in a non-regular category, your first enrollment in the university will be as a research student, and there you will be working as a research student. Like you will be doing a research in some laboratory, and after 1 year, 6 months, or like whatever the period of that non-regular period is, then you will be enrolled in a graduate program, that is master's or doctor. Like for example me, okay, in my case I was a research student for 1 year. So I did a research work in laboratory for 1 year, and then after 1 year I took my entrance exam, and then I changed my non-regular category to regular category, and now I'm doing my master's degree. So it's like that. So if you take your entrance exam before coming to Japan, and the entrance exam is gonna be like online, it's like interview for most of the universities. So entrance exam is nothing but an interview. So your professor, like the prospective supervisor, like the supervisor who will be like guiding you during your master's or doctor, he or she will explain about these things. But if you take your entrance exam before going to Japan, so that everything will be decided by your professor. So you can discuss with him or her in later stage of the application. But right now, what I'm saying is that regular and non-regular, you should not focus on that. You should write regular in your application, but later half you can, stick into that. Anyways, like this discussion on regular and non-regular will be like, it's too much. If you have any questions, you can come to my Instagram and I'll explain you in detail, but don't focus on that right now. First focus on the application. So let's go back to the application. So here you can see, as I was saying, it's self-explanatory. So the benefits and everything, and here's the timeline. So right now the application has been released, and then in July the screening will happen, and then in August, like till August 25, we'll have to get acceptance from the professors. That is the same thing. They request a provisional acceptance, and then you'll have to submit that acceptance to the embassy again, and then the further screening will happen, and then the results will come out in January or February, and then in April you will go to Japan, like April next year. So this is all about like the process of MEXT. And talking about the application, so these are the application form which you will be needing in the later part of the process, but right now you don't need this application, so you don't focus on this right now. So right now what you need is that this the preliminary application form, which you'll have to fill this, and you'll have to email on this particular email ID. So summary of all this particular thing which I have explained is like, if you want to apply for masters or doctors, go to this link. Okay, go find this link, download this preliminary application form. Okay, and then fill that form, email that form to this by the end of by 15th of May. Okay, so first download this form, fill this form, mail to this email ID, and that's all. Later we will see what we have to do. If you wanna ask more questions about the application, you can come to my Instagram, and then I'll ask. You can comment down below or message me on Instagram. I'll answer those questions. But for now, focus on this application form, that is preliminary application form. Okay. and you'll have to email that to this particular email ID before 15th of May. And if you see here that the file size should be less than 200 KB, so you should make sure of these things, like you should read about these things and everything, and these are the stipend and you know all the things which you can read it. And you should have like 70% marks, minimum of 70% marks to apply for the scholarship. And these are the field of studies. So let's say if you are doing a master's degree in, you know, computer science. So for computer science, you can select maybe, where is that computer science? Okay, information technology. So anything, like you can select whatever the field of study is, and then you can fill the application form. So now I'll show you the application form, this particular application form, and briefly explain you what you have to fill and everything. So let's check it out. Okay, so this is a preliminary application form for research students 2024. So these you know, these are the instructions which you can read. So I mean, it says like you have to just email at this particular email ID, and it should be in Microsoft Word format itself. You should not make it PDF or something. Just fill this form and just email it. Don't make it PDF. In the basis of information, so I mean, these instructions you can read. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to write the field of study, and from the website which I show you just now. So you can check the field of studies and write exactly same as thing. And it's better to write like, because if you see the website, it was written like ABC, something like that, ABCDEFGH. So it's better to write A, information technology, B, mechanical engineering, like whatever the number was. You can check the website and you can write. So maybe I'll show you. So here you can see it's written like A is humanities, B is social science. So let's say if you want to write for mechanical engineering, so you just write like, you know, you just copy it and maybe paste it here, okay, like this. So you just write like this, and you select the program which you want to apply. And let's say if you want to apply for master, then you apply for masters. And then your name as per your passport, and then your date of birth. If you don't have passport, then write the name as per your official documents, and the age and the contact number. Please make sure to write these information correctly, and email ID, and then paste your photo. And this should not be exceeding like 20 KB, so make sure of that. And then 10th grade, 12th grade, bachelor's degree, year of passing. If let's say if you are gonna be graduating this year, so you should write like 2023, and in the brackets you can write expected. So like this you can write, okay, it's not a big thing. And then percentage. So let's say if you have like, maybe if you are graduating this year, so you will have like your CGPA till 6th semester or maybe 7th semester. So let's say if you have like percentage, a CGPA in like 8.8 or 8.9, so you should convert that CGPA into percentage and like write 88%, whatever that formula is. And in the brackets you write till 6th semester. So whatever that thing is, like you can write like here. And then similarly for other things, if you have like these scores like GATE, GPAT and these things, so you can write those scores also. Now talking about employment record, so I mean, if you are working somewhere, so you can write about these things here. And if you have like TOEFL score, IELTS score, GRE score, so you can write those things here. And if you have won any award, like state level award, national award in any field, like maybe it's like co-curricular activity, or like maybe it's like related to your academics, anything you can write, sports or anything. Now this is one of the things which people are asking questions, like how to write this. So you can so if you have publication, you would know how to write these things. And if you don't have publication, so it's okay, you can leave it blank. So if you have publication, you have to write like in this format, whatever the format is. And you have to write the impact factor. So if you have published paper in the journal, which is like, you know, there are a lot of fake journals, I would say, who take money and, you know, publish papers. So they would write impact factor on the website, like maybe 5 or 6, whatever, like 100, not 100, but yeah, 10, 20, whatever. So it's better to focus on this website, check it out, and then write the impact factor according to this website. Anyways, like moving ahead, if you don't have publication, ignore this part. Master's thesis. So if you're applying for PhD, so you should focus on this particular thing. And then the main thing is the field of study and research plan. So this name, nationality, you have to write, and read these instructions carefully. Okay, so one or if plagiarism or like fraud is discovered, so it will be the application will be rejected. So it's better not to copy paste things. Then in past and present field of study, okay, this is one of the important section. So in past and present field of study, you have to explain your major, what you did in the bachelor's, okay, or if you're applying for master PhD, then you write about your master's and bachelor's. So you should write about your major, what you did, and then what projects you did, and anything related to technical, more technical side of things. So you should write like what you studied, which subjects you studied, and what you expect, what you learned out of them, and how did you apply that in some project or something. So you can mention that in this particular field, particular section. And then the research theme and plan in Japan. So this is you have to write a plan, like what you will be doing in Japan if you are getting selected. So for that, I would recommend you to read many research papers according to the area of like research you are interested in. So let's say if you are from computer science background, so you should read some papers related to one of the topics, which is like maybe artificial intelligence, or maybe cognitive learning, deep AI, or whatever that. So you should find some more specific projects, and then you have to find a gap, like find a problem, what is the current problem which you can solve. So it should be a step-by-step process. So first you should write about the in general definition, like a literature review, what are the works which are being done, and then you have to find a gap, like what needs to be solved, and then propose a solution, and then like divide into frame wise, like first 6 months you will focus on this, second 6 months you will focus on that. So it's like a very beautifully written, like a plan of your research, like how you want to do it. So this is how you have to make it, like research theme, research plan. And the end placement preference form is like the university which you want to apply. So the name of the university, the name of the graduate school. So generally the graduate school will be like graduate school of engineering, graduate school of maybe computer science, or graduate school of mechanical engineering. So you have to check that from the website of the university. And then the name of the professor. So let's say if you have written something which is related to AI, or which is related to in mechanical engineering, if it's related to maybe heat transfer, or maybe fluid mechanics, so you'll have to find a professor in those universities who work similarly in those areas, and then write his or her name here, right? So it's like first, second, third choice. And in the later part of application, you will need to contact them. So make sure to write the name of the professors who are similar, like who are working something similar to those area of research theme which you have written here, because it's really important to find the professor in Japan who is working on the area which you have written the research theme. So you should make sure to read papers from Japan, like academic papers, research papers from professors in Japan, and then you make this research plan. So anyways, like if you write these names for now, and let's say if you want to change it in future, I mean the later part of application, so you can do that. I'll explain that. I mean, if you ask this question on my Instagram, I'll explain that to you. But don't focus on this one right now. I mean, you can write some names and the professor name, but for now please focus on writing the research plan and research theme very carefully. So this is all about the research category scholarships. So first fill this form and just email this form to this applicant, to this email ID, and then wait for the results. So once you get, I mean, after you email that form, so you will have to wait for the results, and then there will be one examination which is also mentioned here. I saw it somewhere. Wait. Yeah. So the deadline to email the application form is 15th of May, and then the screening will happen, and then the results will be like announced in the 3rd week of June, and then there will be a written examination on 24th of June, and that written examination will be, I think, English and Japanese. So Japanese, if you don't know Japanese, it's okay. It's not important to have Japanese skills while applying, but English exam would be, I mean, it's more important, I guess. So you'll have to take an examination, and then there will be interview, I mean, after you clear the examination. So this is like whole process of the MEXT research category scholarship. So if you're applying for research category, you'll have to follow this particular thing. So now I'll briefly talk about MEXT undergraduate category, like maybe after your 12th, how you want to apply that. So you can see on this page, like, undergraduate, College of Technology, specialized training college students. So these three categories you can apply if you want to apply for MEXT scholarship to have a bachelor level degree from Japan. So the first one is the undergraduate. So it's like the one which we get in India, like Bachelor of Technology and Bachelor of Engineering, these kind of thing, like Bachelor of Sciences. So these are the categories which you can apply for. Like category 1 is social science, category 2 is so these are the categories, and you should have 65% marks in 12th or 11th. So if you are in 12th right now, so you should have at least that percentage in 11th. And so yeah, these are the criteria, and these are the application form, certificate of health, sample documents. These things, the documents are like, you can check it out and you can fill this out. But what I want to tell about this this category is that, let's say if you are from state of West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand or Odisha, then you have to apply to Consulate General of Japan in Kolkata. So you'll have to check this this particular website and apply for MEXT. Okay, so if you see here, so this is Kolkata now. Okay, this is not the Embassy of Japan in India. So this is Consulate General of Japan in Kolkata. So you can see the instructions here for undergraduate, College of Technology and Specialized Training, and you can check the details and everything. And you'll have to you'll have to post your hard copies of your documents by 29th of May to this particular address. So the process is very different from the research category. So you should take care of this, and you have to send your documents to this particular address, and then they will be in the examination. So if you see, like, the application deadline is 29th of May, and then there will be screening, and then there will be shortlisted people will be called, and then there will be examination. And that examination will be like, maybe if you're applying for science or engineering something, then it will be like physics, chemistry, mathematics, English and Japanese. And if you're applying for some other categories, then I'm not sure, but yeah, you can check these things on the Study in Japan website. As you can see here, Study in Japan website examination. So there will be like some question papers available. Yeah, so you can see which examination happens, and you can get the question paper samples from here. So anyways, you can, yeah, for research students also, you can get the sample papers like Japanese exam and English exam. So if you are like applying for Japanese exam, then you can see the examination, like the question paper. And if you want to check the English exam, then you can check one of the examinations, like how it is. So you can check some sample papers from here. So for undergraduate, what I'm trying to say is, like, for these three categories, if you want to apply, you can apply by the Consulate General of, like, if you belong to these states, like maybe if you belong to West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, you will have to reach out to this particular office of the Consulate General office. And if you belong to these particular, then you have to apply by Chennai. And then if you belong to these states, then Mumbai. And for Karnataka, Bengaluru. And then for other people, you'll have to apply by the Delhi embassy, the main embassy. So yeah, it depends on like from where you want to apply, from where are you going to apply. So for undergraduate people, okay, this is for undergraduate people. For research student, you can apply only by Delhi embassy, like the main embassy. But for undergraduate, you'll have to check by each consulate generals, and then you'll have to check their website. You'll have to call them and then apply. No need to call them if you don't have any questions, but yeah, these are the application forms which you need to prepare and then send it to them. And then your names will be like, you will be called for interview and examination. So anyways, like this is the process of the undergraduate application and research application. So I hope I was able to clear some of your questions. And basically I was covering the research period, like research part more, research applications, because there are more seats for that. So I thought like maybe I could introduce about the undergraduate also. But anyways, like the process is like is explained on the website. So all you have to do is that check these websites and start with the application and then do what they say. And anyways, like if you have any questions, you can always comment down below, and I will answer those questions. And if you have more questions, so you can come to my Instagram and I'll try to answer those questions as well. If you write a research proposal and if you want me to check it out, so you can come to my Instagram and we can talk about this. So anyways, like so this was a brief introduction of MEXT Scholarship, and I hope I was able to make it clear like how to apply. And so make sure to apply it before the deadline. You just have to email for research students, and for undergraduate students you'll have to send your hard copies. So anyways, like apply for that, and don't forget to subscribe, okay, and follow me on Instagram, and that's all. Thank you.